the wonderfully talented Carly Mercedes Dyer, everybody. Honoured, because I've enjoyed you on stage many, many times. First time I ever saw you on stage, we decided was Ain't Misbehaving.
Yes, Ain't Misbehaving at the Southwark Playhouse.
Yeah, and the thing that captured my attention immediately is the energy that you bring to the stage.
Oh, so much energy, so much energy. If you're in my mind, you would know because it's all over the place.
It feels, I mean, you're so impressive on stage. Is it, in those moments after a performance, are you just drained or are you a Duracell bunny throughout the day? What's going on here?
Duracell bunny. Okay. And then it's really hard for me to get up in the morning because I'm horizontal, I'm comatose, and then to get up, I'm like, oh, because I know what the day is going to entail. Yeah. So it's 0 to 100. I'm a different person at home, just like doesn't speak, always saving my voice.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the roles that you've done, did anyone see the Leicester Curve production of A Chorus Line that then came down to Sadler's Wells? We had a mini round of applause.
Thank you.
I mean, to play Cassie, one of the most demanding triple threat roles in musical theatre history.
Yes, I mean, I did the show, that was when was it, 2019, I think?
No, it was after.
2021.
I was front row masked.
Yes.
That was a thing.
And then, we didn't know if we were going to be able to do the show again because it was the variants, it was all very strange. But when I went back to the show, I was not Cassie fit. So I remember with Ellen Kane, who is phenomenal, the choreographer, she was just like, okay, let's get into it. I'm there thinking, get into what? Because this body is saying, I want to lie down. And I remember we kind of did a run through and she was talking to me, giving me notes, and I was dry heaving. There was nothing in my body, but my body was still like, ooh, because I was exhausted. And just the amount that you have to give in that solo and just like the energy and then having to go back and sing again is so much, but somehow I managed to get there the second time round.
You were sensational.
Thank you.
You were fantastic. And it was a really exciting performance and a really exciting production. That was one of those shows, coming through the pandemic, 2021, I think, and the Leicester Curve stage is massive. And you used the full width of it, all of these lights, and I'm sat front row, which I don't know if I'd even recommend at the Leicester Curve because, it's almost overwhelming. If you want to get a great overview of everything, you'd have to sit at least a little bit further back. But yeah. I was in floods of tears at this amazing thing happening up there and Chorus Line just flying at me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal show. And I think for any artist, actor, dancer, singer, anyone that's creative, watching that show, it means so much because, or anyone actually, I think anyone that's got a dream or want to do something, to watch these people on stage really trying and making themselves vulnerable and putting yourself out there is something so beautiful and so just heartbreaking because it means so much. And I remember I had a friend that was auditioning at the same time that we were in the show together, and she was on stage and she didn't make the cut because she didn't look a certain way and she wasn't of a certain ethnicity, and it was all just hit it home so much. And she was sitting there on stage and she was weeping, and I went into my pretend dance bag and I was like, do you want a tissue? Because it was just so much. It's so devastating to know that we've moved on so far, but at the same time these things still happen. So I think for the audience it means something so beautiful and so much because anyone has a dream that they want to do something, and then to see these people living it out every day and knowing that you've got to be good because you've got to get the job at the end is really difficult as well.
Yeah, I guess Cassie also talks about in the show going from the ensemble into playing these show-stopping roles, which sort of mirrors some of your professional experience as well.
Yeah, I mean, I started off and I was in the ensemble in High School Musical when I was 12. And now I'm just at this stage where you go, oh, I want to play parts. And I remember I did a Q&A at Arts Ed and everyone's like, I want to be a lead. I go, do you know what? Sometimes it can be a bit lonely being a lead. And also, if you want to stay there, the jobs are far and few between because unless you're right for it, then you're just like, okay. And there's no kind of fallback. So if you want to kind of step back, and it's not to say that there's anything lesser than that, but if you want to be able to be flexible with what you're doing, you just want to have a long sort of sustainable career. And I think, playing Cassie shows that there isn't any sort of bad look at going from a lead to going back to the ensemble. It's just we all want to be creative. We all want to make something and be in the industry or being creative and dram, anything. So yeah, it's a beautiful show that really represents everybody.
Was there a moment where you felt like you had a role where you'd really broken through?
I think it's really funny in this industry because you're like, this is my time. It's never the time. It's literally never it. You're like, no, I'm a star. Oh, no. I remember doing West Side Story and I said to my best friend, I was like, I think this is it. I'm a star. I literally said it. It was New Year's Eve. Cut to, and do you know what year it was? 2019 going into 2020. Cut to, COVID said, star where? Get in your house and stay at home. So I was like, she literally was always like, remember that time when you're like, I'm a star? She was like, shut up. So
2020 is going to be my year.
that was me. It's time to stay inside. Go for one walk. But I feel like when I did Anything Goes and I played Erma, that was like, wow. I was on stage for 15 minutes and was nominated, clang. And it was amazing, but it's still that thing when you go, they're going to call me for all the things. They're going to send me to Broadway. And it's just not that. It's like amazing and you should really bask in that feeling. But at the same time, every time you get the opportunity to be on stage, it's like a new time to reinvent yourself, to just go back to being humble and start again. So no breakthrough moments, just always trying to survive.
But that performance in Anything Goes was remarkable and thoroughly deserved an Olivier Award nomination. Cheers from the room.
Thank you.
That was also one of the shows, again, arriving through. We all went home, and all of us who were so desperate to see theatre again while you all were getting back to performing it, that was one of those shows that brought us so much joy. It was a wonderful production, and you were hilarious, show-stopping, all those great adjectives. I did an amateur production years ago of Anything Goes with my sister, and she played Erma. And you know when you go and see it and you're like, they weren't as good as you were. And I think she asked me, and I was like, no, she was really good. She was actually... She was, I can't even lie to you. She was great.
Thank you. Sorry to your sister.
She's fine. No, she enjoyed you as well. It's all good. Did you have a favorite little character line that you did?
No, it was all sensational. It was all just like joyous. I just remember cackling as I walked off, and just all of it was just top tier. And I mean, I was there for 15 minutes. I was barely there.
Yeah. Was it nice to watch them all doing the tap and you're just like, that looks
gosh.
really exhausting?
It looks really exhausting, but I was also being a cheerleader in the wing. I was literally just like, go on, Maddie! Because they were literally like really sweating their tits off. And I was like, oh my goodness. And it was just phenomenal. But there were times when we did do the dancing in the wing. So we were there.
I would have loved for, this sounds horrible, I'd have loved for like the right combination of people to become unwell. So the only option was like you going on as Reno Sweeney.
Oh, well, that would have been interesting.
Wouldn't it?
Would it be Reno, Erma pretending to be Reno, or is it just Reno?
There's layers to what we could imagine is happening here.
It's Erma in disguise playing Reno.
Yeah.
That's quite fun.
Just like one matinee where everyone just swapped parts or something.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And Robert Lindsay is maybe Erma. I think that was what.
Sensational. Yeah. He's wild.
Yeah. Some of the other shows that we have to talk about include The View Upstairs, The View from Upstairs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Just that show, just the cast that we had were insane. You know, you go, sorry, I won a competition to be here, so I'm thrilled about it. But Victoria Hamilton Barrett, one of my like really good friends now, I remember thinking, oh my God, it's going to be me in a dressing room, just me and her. What am I going to say? But we're literally the same person. The same brain, the same nonsense that goes on. And Cedric Neal, Tyrone Huntley, just, it was a stellar company, but also the story that is true was just so heartbreaking to hear about all those people that lost their lives. And to do that at Soho Theatre as well was just astounding. And the audiences that came, it was just one of those pieces that you go, you really should keep bringing it back. I think definitely during like Pride Month, it should always make a comeback because it's so important. And there were a lot of people that didn't know the story. So yeah,
that was a really special production. And like you said, phenomenal cast. What's a show that you and Victoria could do together again? That's something we need. That's energy we need back on stage.
Death Becomes Her. Should we do that? Colourblind casting.
That answer was ready. You thought about that.
Go. I think when we were younger, it's been 84 years. I did think about Chicago. That could have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
But do I want to dance?
Yeah.
Can she dance?
Yeah. I'd see you do Sideshow, the two of you together.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine us two?
Yeah.
Mayhem. It'll be mayhem.
Yeah. Now, the thing we have to talk about this evening is you're doing a cabaret show at the Crazy Coqs at Brasserie Adele.
My first cabaret. I am terrified, but I'm so excited. I met Janie Dee when we did Dirty Rotten Scoundrels at the Palladium, and she had already done her Beautiful World cabaret, which is embracing the world that we live in and how we can, you know, make a change, make a small ripple, just being one person. It doesn't have to be this overbearing thing of the world is coming to an end. What have we done to destroy it? And it has this essence of being like, let's just take a look around. Let's look up from our phones and really embrace, you know, climate change without it being like doom and gloom or that we're being preached at, berated for our choices, but, step outside. And I think my cabaret focuses on community and, going outside into the world, taking a walk with a friend, instead of thinking that you've got to go to a fancy restaurant or you've got to consume lots of clothes and social media, but you can actually step outside, take a breath of fresh air and see all that there is out there to take in. So, that's what it's about, really. But there's a whole season, 12 artists and their interpretation of the beautiful world.
Yes. So I had a chance to see Janie's show at the Edinburgh Fringe last summer, and it's lovely. I mean, she's wonderful and luminous, and she cares so deeply, and she's so passionate about this. She spoke at the musical theatre conference last year about her kids inspired her to become more aware of this, and now she is engaging with it in her world and using musical theatre cabaret as a means of spreading excitement and passion and awareness and ideas. But she's also like going to Cameron McIntosh and telling him to get rid of single-use plastic cups, which they've done now. Like, that's change that's happened in Delphi. We were in a Delphi McIntosh theatre the other day, and they have this reusable plastic. I can't remember. There was a name for whatever it is. Yeah. And I was drinking from it and saying, this is Janie Dee right here. Janie Dee has done this.
Janie Dee is this cup.
This cup is Janie Dee.
It's so just... it's amazing what she's doing, because she was actually meant to go to Broadway with old friends, and she was like, I can't do it. She's like, I just have to live by my morals and the standards that I've set now, and my children have been so inspiring. So she's actually not on Broadway with them, because she's like, I don't fly anymore. And we're going to Japan with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and I was like, you're doing it? She's like, no, I don't fly. And I was like, that is commitment. And it's not to say that everyone else has to live their life like that, because you want to explore this beautiful world that we live in. But at the same time, there are things that we can be doing. And it's just testament to the person that she is, that she's that committed, that she said those opportunities that obviously hit home, that you're like, I'd really love to be on Broadway, that she said there's more to this world than just being on Broadway.
Yeah, which is a really remarkable sacrifice. I'd heard that as well, that she'd said that she wouldn't fly to New York to go do Old Friends. And I thought, wow. And then I also thought, Cameron must have a boat.
She's there in a canoe.
Yeah. Just singing like Ladies Who Lunch.
For hours.
Just paddling her way.
Days.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah.
She's still going.
Yeah. What kind of songs can we expect from your cabaret show?
From my cabaret show. So I'm thinking a bit of Nature Boy with a little interlude into summertime, maybe. There's a lot of sort of jazz influence, I think, because I love that. And I just didn't want it to seem preachy or just like overbearing. So I think when you're kind of laid back and you're letting these songs wash over you, it feels a lot nicer than anything that's just like, you're a bad person. We've got a bit of Colour Purple in there. That's a bit of like, makes sense, doesn't it? Beautiful world, the colour purple out in a beautiful field. We have maybe a surprise Little Shop of Horrors, but not what you think it would be. A little funny moment there. We've also got something from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Nothing is too wonderful to be true.
Lovely.
Lovely, lovely. Trying to think what else. And you get your gun in there. Why not? Yeah. Do you need more?
No. This
secret?
is more than enough to make me excited, and I'm sure many other people as well. So when are you going to be at Crazy Coqs?
Tuesday, the 27th of May at 7 p.m. Come and see me at Crazy Coqs. And also, if you want, you can have dinner afterwards. We've got a beautiful world menu that's been designed especially for us. And then at 9:15 we have Hoggett, who's doing her show, and she is phenomenal. She's written her own music. She did a song about being like this sexy pimp octopus thing, and you're just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. She was down in her like, yeah, and I was like, what is happening? And she's this beautiful, just like so well-spoken woman. I was like, hot gangster, what now? Just amazing. So
no one was ready for the word octopus in that sentence.
I mean, I probably got it wrong, but I was like, what am I It was amazing, phenomenal. So do
now I have to
us.
go see that one as well. There you go. You've got a whole evening planned on Tuesday the 27th. Yeah, I'm too fascinated now. It has to be done. So that was Tuesday the 27th
of
May. Mark your calendars. But if you're already booked, if you're seeing a show, this is a whole festival of cabaret curated by Janie Dee. You have to go see Janie Dee as well, because she's divine and wonderful.
Divine.
She was at the West End Flea Market yesterday. Yeah. I saw her kick. They were doing a little penalty shootout, and she kicked a football through the top ring, wearing heels,
Yes.
wearing an open-toed heel shoe like it was nothing, and she didn't seem impressed with herself, as though she does this every day.
The woman is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
A legend, an icon.
Yeah, but yes, so go and check out some of those. I know Laura Pitt-Pulford, I think, is doing one
my
as well.
sister from Gypsy.
Yeah.
There's just a whole host. Janie Dee's niece, who's Jo, she's tomorrow, I think, and she's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. There's a whole glitter and be gay, but it's litter and be gay. See what she did there?
I'd forgotten about that Gypsy. I saw that Gypsy concert as well.
With 7 roses.
With 7 roses.
7 iconic roses.
Yeah.
Lost my mind again. Another competition that I won.
Yeah, that was a fascinating and wonderful evening at the theatre, and another great part for you as well.
Being zany and off the wall.
Yeah.
There's a theme.
Yeah. And if you want to see more of that, Tuesday the 27th.
Come to the cabaret.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
It's been so nice.
Amazing. Carly Mercedes Dyer, everybody.
No.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my God, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!